This week in the Spotlight, we talked to a Denzel. He's a bull. He's cool. We talked to Jim Tianis, a great technical guy who helped keep my show on the air. And we talked to Mr. Hahn. He's an important guy in the White Sox scheme of things. And we do trivia from Jack's, the championship match. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Great repairs at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Sheffield's. Great food, great drink, and great trivia. My trivia. Wednesday, February 8th, 7:30 p.m. It's in Dyer, Indiana. It's easy to reach. It's all going on at Sheffield's. You've got to get to the Sock. Live Benkowski Trivia. Alternate Thursdays, 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. See you there. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to Lulu's because they've got it all. Italian beef, hot dogs, burgers, chicken, gyros, fish, salads, subs, ribs, and a lot more. At Taylor and Ogden, 2200 West, you got to check out Lulu's. They got everything. Snappers Seafood and Chicken has come to Chicago, and what an extensive menu. Tilapia, perch, catfish, shrimp, conch from the Miami Connection, it's so fresh, crab, Philly steak, and they also have grilled foods at 115th and Western. A massive menu. I've just touched on some of it. Oysters, you name it. You got to get the Snappers at 115th and Western. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Porter. We're back in the spotlight, and that's my main man, Cap. He has been in charge of the security detail at the Bulls locker room and on the road and all over the world for many, many, many years. And he's still going strong. So if you know Cap, tell him you saw this on television, because he doesn't want to be interviewed. This is about as close as we're going to get to getting him on the show. But he deserves his props. So back to the current Bulls of 2017. They got to get this thing straightened out. They can't just beat the good teams and lose to the bad teams, because they won't make the playoffs that way. So we talked to a youngster to find out if he had any insight. His name is Denzel. And we take it away with that interview. He's an interesting, thought-provoking guy. We're back on the spotlight. It's, of course, the second half of the NBA season. And we're just trying to talk to some of your teammates and folks about your team staying and achieving its potential. You play some really great games against the premier teams, but then sometimes there's a drop-off. Have you ever been on a team like that in college? Or was your coach just like, that can never happen?
I've never been on a team that's been up and down, but I've never played in the NBA season. So,
yeah.
I mean, this 82-game season, you're playing great players every night, so I can't compare this season to any of the seasons I have had in the past because it's so much different. But as far as us reaching our potential, I think we got our players healthy now, so I think we can try to make this little stretch before I'll start breaking it after that.
Tell me a little bit about your college coach, because he's a guy always in the eye of the storm, always bringing a team into the Sweet 16, and, just a great winning atmosphere, I thought. What can you say about him?
Yeah, he's a great coach. His resume speaks for itself. He's a Hall of Famer. He's coached a lot of great players. He's done a lot of great things at this school, and like I said, his resume speaks for itself. And I look at him as a father figure. So I'm glad I got to play for him.
What were some of the things he did to make you a better player?
He stayed honest every day in practice. No matter how bad we were playing or how good we were playing, he was always the same. And I'm passionate about us succeeding every day.
And a little bit about the transition to the NBA, because you talk about the great individual athletes you face every day. It sounds like that made quite an impression on you, maybe in your first weeks in the league.
Yeah, definitely. There's great players. You see a great performance or a great player, a couple players every night. So it's been fun so far.
Well, watching you in the warm-ups, I see you're taking your threes. You got your certain spots on the floor, and you're in a scenario where you're capable of making 15, 20, 25 shots in a row, and you get in such great rhythm. Do you feel that it often carries right to the game where you're in a shooting rhythm and you wish you could be in that first quarter?
Yes, sometimes, but it is what it is. It's not my role. I'm not a starter. So I just got to come in, fulfill my role as best as I can, coming off the bench, trying to provide a spark. So that's what I try to do.
When you're in practice and you're having your scrimmages and such, who do you end up going up against a lot, and who do you have a really intense one-on-one battles with?
I really haven't got into all that yet. I just try to come to practice every day, compete, no matter who I'm playing against, But it's great to play against Dwayne and Jimmy, obviously, they're all-stars and all that, so it's good competing against them, but I haven't gotten any personal battles or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't mean like fisticuffs. I just meant that, you're learning a lot on the fly is what I meant.
No, I'm definitely learning a lot. I'm glad I got these great teammates to learn from and, look up to them for examples.
So for the rest of the year, what do you think is the mantra of the team? We're going to focus on defense. We're going to focus on any particular element of the game.
As far as a team,
yeah,
we're just going to try to win games. No matter how that is, whether we gotta, play better defense, move the ball better, play better offense, whatever we got to do to win games. That's what we need to do.
Well put.
Yep.
Thanks a lot. Winning is good. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you.
you've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage.
You should get to Matt Anthony's Sports Bar and Grill, 3350 West 47th Street. They serve La Coco's Pizza, sandwiches, full bar, and my trivia game alternate Fridays. And I have stuff like music, movies, TV, and sports. It's a raucous time. We have fun at Matt Anthony's. See you there. We're back at take two. I never do that. You got me all shaken up. Yeah. Take two in 5, 4, 3. We're back in the spotlight at the United Center, and I do have some emotion here because not only are we coming up on 1,500 shows, but great people who have kept me on the map over the years are always here at the United Center, it seems. And one of those guys who joined me first on show number 36, and I remember it vividly, Mr. Jim Tianis, a great all-round video man. Welcome to the program.
It's nice to be with you, man. It's been a while.
Oh, we're going to reminisce real fast. So on this show 36, your brother and you were taping us at a sports bar, and all these athletes were coming through. And I think we had Minnie Minoso.
Park Ridge, was that?
It was around there, yeah. And we had Champions, I think it was called.
Yeah, it was.
And we had Bob Avellini, and it was Ron Kittle. It was an amazing collection of people that just walked through, you know?
It was nuts. It was, it's funny because it seems like it was like a couple of weeks ago. And how many years has it been?
1989.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Speaking of other random highlights from my work with the Tianis brothers, in 1989, we were doing a 1-hour show instead of the half-hour, and some tape got jumbled up. And I'm pretty sure you and I were editing, and we were in a panic. We had about 15 minutes to fill, and they said, "But I got to edit the show till for tomorrow." And so the light goes off in my head, and I said, "Kim, my co-host, her band is playing down at the Snuggery."
Absolutely.
So we pack up the car and we go to the Snuggery. Remember taping her?
We shoot the band. We shoot 2 or 3 songs, get what we needed, rush back to the house, cut the show together, slam out 2 or 3 segments, and on we go, man. You know what? Every week that's exactly how it worked. You always manage to get a show on the air, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the grace of God and great work by you guys. There was another time too. Jim, a former linebacker at Gordon Tech High School, showed his great speed. In overtime, it's the Bears and the Lions, and Jim Harbaugh goes back to pass, and suddenly Neil Anderson sneaks out of the backfield and gets a bomb in stride to end overtime. And I've got this weird recording deck, and I'm tied to him with an umbilical cord, and he goes, "Let's go." And he starts sprinting, and I'm not as fast as him. But somehow I kept up with him, and we went into the end zone. And we're on live television, network television, in the middle of the Bears pile. Yeah. And the players are even looking like, who are these guys?
Was that here or was that in Detroit?
No, that was in Soldier Field.
That was in Soldier Field. That was crazy.
But anyway, I kept up with you.
Yes, you did.
And that was an amazing thing. And, over the years, you guys have just bailed me out time and again with amazing video work.
We had a lot of fun, man. I don't know how many years we did the show, but we had a blast doing it every week. Art loved you, man. We just had a great time together.
Yes. Jimmy's brother Art's no longer with us, but boy, he is a heart and soul of the program. And as so many people who seem to work in and around the Bulls and are at a lot of these events, you know the tech guy Patrick Rondo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he personally, for a low price, handed me about 400 of those 3/4-inch tapes that we used in Master on.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man, man.
I've got the Angels all over us, and certainly their family is among them. Looking at other highlights over the years, there was another one pops into my head. We were shooting a Bulls game right down here, and you were right here, and a player comes flying knee first into your lens, and it makes this giant pop, and you see the camera jerk back.
and then you steady your shot only to see the lens spinning on the court.
Oh,
and you were shooting your own lens spinning.
Oh my God.
Do you remember it?
I don't.
I mean, I'm
don't.
surprised you weren't knocked unconscious. Because it was some 6'9", 250-pound player that ran into your face.
Yeah, we get knocked around a little bit, get bled on, spit on. A lot of good stuff.
But anyway, I just want to say thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I really appreciate it.
You know, without people like Jim, you know, there is no spotlight, but there still is.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's.
We're at Sox Fest 2017, and they had a ton of people ready to be interviewed. So Danny and I counted 1, 2, 3 and started running around the room. At the beginning, you didn't have to run, because up at the podium was the big boss, Rick Hahn, talking about the development of this roster.
You know, I guess the way I'd characterize this is the same way I explained it after we did the Washington trade with Giolito, Lopez, and Dunning. And that is, if we had our druthers, we would continue to make transactions like that one in the Sale deal in rapid succession. Our desire is to get through this process and build a sustainable core of talented players as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, our desire, or our impatience, or our eagerness isn't what's going to dictate this market and the schedule of these moves. The timing of any of these moves is going to be based upon the market and our ability to get similar value, or what we feel is appropriate value in any of these trades. So while certainly coming out of D.C. after the winter meetings, we felt like we would probably have some more transactions that have taken place between that point and today. Obviously, that wasn't the case. However, we remain in contact with other clubs, and there's certainly a chance in the coming weeks before we get to camp, or certainly opening day, that we do have additional moves.
Will do better if you wait longer at this point than other teams obviously will lose players along the way?
Well, there's a balance here. I mean, it's on the one hand, it's what players are accessible to you today versus what you project could be available to you at the deadline or next off season, as well as the possibility of even keeping a player. I mean, we have some premium talent still on this roster that's controllable for the next several years, and certainly within the window in which we expect to be back in a position to contend for a championship. So you balance what's available to you today versus what you project to be available in the future versus the possibility of keeping the player. I'm not that concerned about that. We have fairly open and honest communication with our players as well as with their representatives. So if there's ever any questions along those lines, we answer them as candidly as we can. And You know, at the end of the day, these guys are professionals. They've been through this. Many of them have been traded before. And while it certainly is disruptive to their day-to-day life, it's something that professionally they're able to get through without much issue. So I don't think it's going to impact anyone's performance. I think the part of the tone and focus that Ricky and his staff will establish at the start of spring and hopefully carry through the entire season will be one of focus on that day's game and focus on playing the game the way we want it played, regardless of which 25 guys happen to be active on any given day.
How much do you think players actually pay attention to rumors and that kind of thing? I mean, especially with being active in social media and seeing that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's obviously out there. We're all aware of it. I'm aware of it, unfortunately. My kids are aware of it. I'm sure the players, when they see their names, they're aware of it, whether it's from their own research on it, or their family members or representatives or whatever. It's just the nature of the business now and the day and age we live in. There's nothing we can do to stop it other than when we have a question asked by one of our players to answer it as transparently as we can.
Rick, with the infusion of a lot of the new talent coming in, are you any more re-energized? Does that do anything for you?
I'm always pretty energized as it is, David. You know that. There's certainly a level of excitement, not just at the ballpark within the front office, but what I've heard from White Sox fans who have taken the time either to stop me on the street or leave me voicemails at 2 in the morning, that there's a added level of excitement right now and anticipation. And quite frankly, it's interesting because as you project out the 2017 season, we know we're closer to the beginning of this process than we are to the end. And we know there's going to be some difficult days ahead of us in the short term. But virtually every Sox fan that I've had a conversation with understands that and is eagerly embracing this and looking forward to when we start to see the fruits of this labor, even though they know there's going to be hardship potentially in the short term. It's tough to serve two masters, Paul, in that regard. I think that what we're going to look for from this 2017 team is playing the game the way we want it played, a level of energy, a level of focus, preparation. Nice. Oh, wait. That's fantastic. You're going to do a couple of numbers after this, maybe? Stairway to Heaven later, Bruce? It's fantastic.
You've got to get to Jack's, 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. My game show at Oliver's gets better and better. At 6100 West 159th Street in Oak Forest. Live trivia alternate Thursdays at 7 p.m. Have great food, great drink, and great trivia at Oliver's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Del Sur Mexican restaurant, open for lunch and dinner daily. Shrimp, tilapia, salmon, steak, chicken dishes, you name it. It's all there at 46th and Halsted. Great stuff at Del Sur Mexican restaurant. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You've got to get to the Wise Owl. Pizzas, pork sliders, Cuban, carrot soup, elote, burgers. My trivia game, Monday, Feb 13 at 8 p.m. Great cocktails and bartenders. Van Buren and Racine. Easy to reach. It's a great place. A lot going on. Love to see you at the Wise Owl. 2 words. Name the suburb you're in when you're at Joe Moore Road and State Street by that club. Anybody who laughs knows what the club is. Chicago Heights is correct.
Well, one of the dancers is here, ladies and gentlemen. 180. Andy. 520. Oh, I'm not supposed to know that. Sorry, Venus. Oh, this is ridiculous. You're at Ridge Road and Calumet Avenue, where are you? Yes, you're in Munster, boy. There's some lovely stuff falls your way sometimes. You might as well just jump on it. All right, we're getting near the half. Desserts abound if we get to that. I mean, well, of course we'll get to it. Incredibles are up. The R&B and soul of the 2000s isn't a big seller. So, Incredibles, show us your soulfulness by identifying the woman who in 2005 sang, "Be Without You." 5 seconds. Going. Tony Braxton, interesting. I think I've heard his, "Break my heart." That's what I think. Llama Farm. Come on, you were buying records or something when you were 12. Going. Alicia Keys, interesting. We go to the Illegal Aliens. "Be Without You." B. 5 seconds. Going. That's not it. We go to the bar. "Be Without You," she sang it. Going. Nada. We go to the south. It is not Simone. We go to Night Out. Yeah. Janet Jackson, interesting. Right. We go to Shy Sharks. Are you playing this? Tracy Chapman, so sorry. We go to J&B. Rihanna's not it. Stooges. 5 seconds. I'm not trying to stump you. Mariah Carey, interesting. Incredibles, did you start this? Wow. How could this group miss anything? The answer, Mary J. Blige. All right, Incredibles.
We'll be back with more of these fine teams next week, right here on The Spotlight. Hey, by the way, the Ballpark Pub at 514 West Pershing Road. Soup, salads, burgers, pulled pork, mixed drinks, 16 beers on tap, and a trivia game February 20th. You've been watching the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Perfect Pitch located at 108th and Kedzie. Great repairs, great people. Lansing Floral, 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.